Hi, this is Amina Sheikh here on Zoom channel, and with me right now I have the Femina Miss India World, Nandini Gupta. So join me as I welcome her only on my platform. Lovely to have you, Nandini, and I could see that there is a lot of things, on your mind going on right now, a lot of moods, I'm sure. I could see you also getting a bit emotional because you are close to the pageantry,
Yes.
to something which you want to achieve. How does it feel?
There's a roller coaster of emotions. I take a lot of pride that it's happening in India for the second consecutive time.
Yeah.
And for all the 120 contestants to come down to India and to witness the hospitality, the warmth and the love of the people for 25 days. And in what, 12 days? Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm just curious, in fact, all the more excited and, all the more curious to know that, whenever I see someone, entering the world of pageantry, I always wonder, what encourages them, because it's a lot of hard work. And I've seen them, basically like, going through a lot to be there, and keep on shining and rocking. What was your journey like? What made you just come to this world? What was your thought?
Well, growing up, I was more inclined towards academics because I come from Kota, Rajasthan. कोटा को कहते हैं शिक्षा की काशी, द एजुकेशन पिलग्रिमेज ऑफ इंडिया. तो पढ़ाई के अंदर बचपन से ज़्यादा इन्वॉल्वमेंट था. बट देयर वाज वन डे व्हेन आई वाज वाचिंग देवदास. आई सॉ ऐश्वर्या राय एंड I was speechless when I saw her. The way she was dressed, the way her eyes were glittering because of tears. I just asked my mother, Mama, who is she? To which she replied that she is Miss World and she is an actress. I said, what is Miss World? Then she replied, you go on to the platform of Miss India where you represent your state. If you win Miss India, then you go on to represent India at Miss World. And Aishwarya Rai has done that. And I was like, Mama, I want to become a Miss World.
Wow.
And then I think God paved the way. I put in the hard work and the synchronization was so well that the universe heard and the crown of Miss India was placed on my head. And after which my mother told me that I never enforced my dreams on you, but it is after you, I thought that I should tell it to you that when I was your age, when I was 21, I also won the title of Miss Madhya Pradesh. But it's just my family did not let me go further. For a mother who was told that you can't because the world believed that she cannot. She never enforced that thinking, but she always told me to lead ahead. And I think that's why pageantry is has always held a special place in my heart.
Wow, and that's very emotional, I must say that, because imagine like, mother, who wanted that passion to, kind of continue in herself. She's kind of taking it, forward via you, probably because you show that interest.
Yes.
It's not something, she kind of forced on you, and which is very interesting, I must say that.
But now that journey has weaved together into a shared dream, which she lives through my lens, and she's so proud of it.
And mothers are so special, because they do that, they kind of do that, but at the same time, when you were away, I'm sure they must be also wondering, like, what she's up to, How did you convince your parents, basically? Of course, your mother kind of, supported you, but when it came to your father, what did you explain? How was the entire conversation like?
Coming from a traditional Hindu Marwari family, the one thing that my father was really emphasizing on, score marks in my 12 boards. How every Indian father is, that you have to score above 90 in your 12 boards, and then I would let you go to Mumbai. I was like, do you think I can get 90% and above? But because he had set a deadline for me, and like I told you, that I don't want to leave any stone unturned in my life. So if I choose to do something, it's a do and die for me. So I went ahead, did my 12th. I scored 92.4% and got the college in Mumbai in the first merit list. So my father was convinced that I did what he wanted me to. Now it's my time. You have to agree to what I want to. And then he saw the passion in me. He saw the dreams, the flame of the spark that was ignited in me. And yes, he did support me well and through. And he's the one big cheerleader I have these days.
That's very interesting, I must say that, Nandini. And, especially when you said that, your father has been a farmer, and, that itself, like, he's supporting the country so much, and
Yes.
now you have kind of, taken a different initiative altogether, that you're taking the country on an international level. And when you take the country on an international level, I know that, there's a pride feeling you feel, but at the same time, there's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders right now. How does that make you feel right now?
The responsibilities are big, but the love that 1.4 billion people have in me, it's much greater. So I always look onto the optimistic side of the job, that it's happening in India. I get to be the host delegate. Who gets the chance to be so? And to be able to represent myself, my nation, my family, and the dreams of people who thought that they cannot achieve. And to be a beacon of hope for them at the world stage, if I'm getting the opportunity, that's the responsibility that I want to fulfill. And I think that's my job, and I will be completing it very well.
But expectations are a lot, especially ever since we have seen, like, as you give an example of Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, Priyanka Chopra, Lara Datta, after seeing them, basically reading, like a queen, basically, and taking forward their careers also, being actresses, doing movies which have become internationally renowned, for that matter. Expectations also lie a lot on the shoulders of someone who is going for a Miss World or a Miss Universe. And I'm sure that must be something you may be also dealing with. How do you cope up with that?
Well, in dreams lie responsibilities, and responsibilities do put you in a position where people do expect a lot out of you. But the one expectation that I have with myself is to do my job to the best optimum, because the result is the end output that I get to know on the 31st. But the efforts that I'll put till the date, the best version of Nandini out there on every table to present what India is about, what values I hold, and what I've been taught. If I'm able to put it out beautifully on how the culture of India is all about, I think I've done my job, and that's for the universe to tell if I can handle the beauty of the crown or not.
One thing which, while it was tough at a certain era, when Aishwarya Rai or Priyanka were there, because they had directly, judgments and all, it's become more difficult now, and people don't realize this because you're constantly under the radar of social media.
Yes.
There is constant judgment, not only by the judges, who are basically judging you, but the audience is constantly on your platform seeing your every single movement, where you're going, what you're doing, what you're eating, how you keep yourself up. And I'm sure that also, I'm sure that you must be dealing with some kind of pressure also, because there are certain expectations, when you become, when you become a part of the pageantry world. They see them, in a different eye completely. How you have molded yourself, because I'm sure you connect with a lot of people out there who see you as the beauty queen, who's going for the Miss World.
Well, every day, everything I do it in a way where I feel, or the person who's watching my stories, my posts, my comments, I always put myself out as a girl who is normal, who's simple, and someone can be relatable. So anyone should be relatable to her.
Correct.
And I believe that through social media has a power to bake you or break you. Up till now, I've had the experiences of people who have always had my support, and they always keep supporting me in whatever I do. From my Instagram posts to stories, the love that they have been showering on me has been commendable. I adore them for putting so much time, so much love, so much blessings in me, so that I get to be motivated every day I wake up, and that they are manifesting it more than me, that I can win the 7th crown for India after 7 years. So social media is making people come closer. And as much as I cannot go and be with everyone, it's giving me the platform to do so from afar, but also from up close.
That reminds me of something which is associated with this world, is also beauty with a purpose.
Yes.
And you're very closely associated with it. You have some family connections also on those tangents, and I really want to know more on that.
Well, my Beauty with a Purpose project is Project Ekta. Ekta means oneness. Through Miss World platform, I've got this beautiful opportunity to not just represent myself, my nation, but also to be able to hear, to speak, and to be able to serve to the people who need my help.
Yeah.
And through Project Ekta, my dream is to see each and every individual who's differently able to have their own space, have their own version of themselves put out to the world. Because when I was growing up, my world was surrounded by a person who never spoke much. Because my chacha, he is differently abled. He has polio in his tongue and has developmental delays and intellectual disabilities. People used to always mock him. And for many people, the mockery was normal, but for me, those normal people were doing abnormal activities and calling my uncle abnormal, mental, psychopath, madman, and saying, oh, see, kaun aa gaya? And just because my uncle could not understand what they are trying to say, they always laughed at him. I saw that he's struggling to live in a world which is not open and welcomed, where opportunities aren't offered, doors are always shut, and love is always conditional. Each and every time when someone was at our home for dinner or lunch, they made my chacha sit onto the next table because their child was scared to look at chacha. And for the way he used to eat, if he's drooling or if the food is coming out of his mouth, they were scared of him. Why? Because no one in our society has ever been conditioned that they are normal or they deserve to live a normal life. But we always treat them so differently that each and every one of us, or now after 15 years, that incident happened 15 years ago. And even after 15 years, I see that the world see them with the lens of pity or fear rather than respect. So my motive with Project Ekta is to build a world where no child is questioned, you can't, or told you can't, even before they're asked what you dream of, where the spaces on tables are made in celebration of differences and not in sympathy. Inclusion is not charity, it's justice. And a place where people are inclusive, people are incredible, and they're independent, no one can stop them. My aim with Project Ekta is to build a community where they don't need my help, they're self-sufficient, where I empower them, where I stand next to them, help them feel tall. And I change the narrative of people to see how people with disability live and how people with disability see themselves. And if I can bring even a little spark of that change, my job is done there.
And that's very emotional, I must say that, imagine even we live in a world where we want people to come together, find love, be in love, and then there are people, which kind of, but that's very commendable of you and, thinking on that, lens also. And, beauty with purpose is one thing which we talk about, but also when we talk about beauty pageants, it's always been like it's beauty with brains. It's not only the beauty. And I'm sure that, you are also, you may have faced that, basically people feel that, basically beauty pageant it is, it's all about beauty and all that, you have to just keep a certain standard, How did you kind of, change that perception for the people around you?
Well, I did not need to change it because the pageant that I'm representing, India, they believe in pretty is as pretty does. Which means sundar wahi hai jo sundar karta hai aur jo sundar karta hai wahi sundar hai. So they have given me a purpose. If I would have been a 19-year-old girl going to college, I would have not had a purpose of my own. But through my Miss India organization and through winning my national title as Nation's Chosen Miss India, I've received a purpose. And I always work hard. I always try to build a community which is I help them, where I encourage them to just be out there. Because they are scared of how people will judge them. They are scared of how people will perceive them. But to able to get them to go out. Recently, I hosted a sales a kiosk at the corporate office. And the two children who were with Down syndrome had come here. They were scared of how people will people buy something from us. But the response that they got, because I told them just be out there. Tell them the price of this. Pack this up for ma'am. Tell them, ma'am, what would you like? Tell them that you have made it. They give them so much of confidence that it not only give them a platform to be seen or to earn, but to believe that their dream of running a business can be true one day. And if I'm igniting those small steps and the small changes on everyday basis, I'm reaching near to my goal with baby steps, but with greater impact each and every day.
You've also promoted sign language at a recent event, and you have spoken about that. And I feel like you have spoken at length. What made you encourage something like this about sign languages? Because that is something which is again very rare. Again, though when government have come into into picture, while introducing something like this, for be it when we are traveling, or we are going by flights and all, there are certain things for people who cannot talk, who can talk via sign languages.
Yes.
What made you be a part of this one?
When I say inclusivity, the one, I don't, like I said, I don't want inclusivity to be as sympathy. I don't want that just because they look a different way or they speak in a little different manner, we pull a chair out and we make them sit. No. That's not inclusivity. That's sympathy. That's you're doing out of pity. But to be able to speak their language, that's what you can do to empower them. When they know that yes, the way what we speak and someone is recognizing it. Someone who is representing India with a crown on her head, she knows our language. She speaks with us, and that's where I know that they feel confident, that they are getting the acknowledgement which is overdue from our side. And somewhere, through my social media, I try to promote it out there in the world, that learn few words. If you're able to learn a thank you or hello, a goodbye, it'll make them feel that yes, we exist. Our existence is not blurred in the outer world. And it has happened. I have changed the narrative, and each day I'm also learning the sign language. It takes a lot of hard work to learn, so each sign can make or break the sentence.
True.
So I hope that the government will include the sign language in our school curriculum, and we will be making the foundation from the scratch for each and every child, where they know the sign language, where they know the inclusivity, and they are normalized by each and every person who's with disability.
How is your winning speech going to be? Have you kind of prepared for that? Okay, this is how I want my winning speech to be.
My winning speech to be, I have not given a thought about it, but because I always like to go on stage and speak my heart. And when you give a thought, when you think what I'll speak, when I'll speak, how I'll speak, you always tend to get a little mechanical. And I always keep myself prepared to be in a very simple and authentic way. My first language was Hindi, second is Haroti, and third is English. And it took me 2 years to get comfortable with English. I don't say that you need to know English to be in pageantry, but I got confidence. I felt as if I should need to know English, and that's why I believed in myself, and I've come through this way. So I don't get mechanical with things. I speak simple words so I can attain the hearts of simple people. And I think on Miss World stage, when I'll be holding the mic, I hope to gain love through simple people and get their simple blessings.
While many, who enter the world of pageantry aim at becoming an actress, and I'm sure you also have that aim kahin na kahin to. I have to ask you that, one is that the other aim which I never thought like you are kind of interested in is business.
Yes.
What led to that, passion? Because it needs a lot of hard work, I must say that, and plus smart work. It's all about the intellect actually eventually.
I come from a strong business of background. My father's a farmer, and of course we are baniyas. And I have done my...
So it's literally the baniye ka dimag.
Or baniya ka khoon.
Yeah, baniye ka khoon.
So I did my business management studies with honors in finance as my degree in my undergraduation. I always felt that I have got the knowledge of numbers, so why not put them into use? And the one thing that I've always been enamored by are diamonds. Okay. Diamonds are forever, so why not build something which stays forever in people's heart, which is also sustainable, which is a form of love, and which is sparkly, and we girls love diamonds. So a sustainable lab-grown diamond business.
That's interesting, I must say that. And that is one of the ideas which you have shared across right
Yes.
now. So I know where to buy my diamonds, after
Me,
this.
I'll gift you.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
saying it to everyone who's taking my interview.
Wow. So I'm getting something, very expensive right now. I'm so happy with this news, I'm sure. But on that note, as I spoke about, entering the world of glamour, becoming an actress, is that also kind of, something which you are kind of looking forward to post your, journey?
I'm looking forward to all the opportunities that will come my way as an actress, as a model, as a businesswoman. Whatever opportunities will come my way, you'll be seeing me grabbing all of them.
Wow.
I don't want to leave any stone unturned. And if given a chance, I would love to act in Telugu movies and Bollywood movies as well. If in Telugu movies, Mahesh Babu, I love him. And if in Bollywood, Ranbir Kapoor.
Wow.
I'm adorned by him.
You have given such interesting names. I must say that, both are doing amazingly well at the
Yes,
box office with their
yes.
movies. And then you have been a part of, fashion, shows basically. You have also been a part of Rotary Club, and you are doing many other things. Do you want to kind of venture out onto multiple projects, apart from, basically just being a part of the beauty pageant world?
Well, definitely. I would love to do so. What else a person can ask for? One purpose, two purposes, three purposes.
Yeah.
But it's not just about purpose, but it's your ability for a purpose to choose you, because it believes that you can give out to the world. And if the world tells me that they need my help, I'll be more than happy to stand next to them, to be able to voice out the opinions for girls and empower them who come from humble beginnings, like me. Like, I come from a farming background, and often as a child my dreams were mocked. Oh, you want to be a Miss India? But you come from a village. You come and you come from a small town, Kota.
Yeah.
How do you think you can make your space or your mark in the city of storytellers? How do you plan to do so?
Yeah.
ये सारी बातें मत करो, पढ़ाई पे ध्यान दो.
Okay. Yeah.
But I knew that what I want to do will change the narratives. And there are so many girls who may not have the same supportive parents, or who may not have the same background that I came from. But I want to be the beacon of hope for them, that Nandini believed in herself, and now she's standing at the world stage. Because she believed in herself. She made everyone believe in herself. And that's what one needs, a belief. Someone to believe in herself, someone to believe, and few people to give her a support. And I got that, and that's why I'm standing here. So I want to be that support and that belief system, so I can push the girls to empower them later in life. And of course, my Project Ekta, a personal mission to turn into a nationwide movement. And let's see what life will takes me on to. I'm really looking forward to it.
While I want to hold on to this conversation and talk more and more with you and know more and more about you, what I am looking forward to know more before I let you go from here is about the Miss World preparations. And when I say that, the kind of outfit you're, aiming at, wearing basically the look basically, for different, I'm sure that there are different rounds and all. So tell us something about that, because that is something which we all kind of like, want to know, acha, what she's wearing. What
Can I be secretive about it?
Some hint, like basically, there could be some hint, around it.
Well, my Miss World wardrobe is mostly around Hyderabad.
Okay.
Hyderabad is hot right now, so we are looking on to something very comfortable, cotton, the fabrics and the weaves from Telangana, the Gadwal, and the Kalamkari, Bidri wear, Pochampalli cut weaves, and as Nandini, as chirpy, bubbly, I'm looking forward to some flowy dresses.
Okay.
And let's see, everything is coming onto a docket now, a PDF, where I would be able to arrange my looks onto each and every day basis. But you will be able to unveil the entire thing in my Miss World journey. And onto the major days, everything is yet to be announced. So I'm waiting forward. I'm looking forward for all of you to follow me on Instagram and see how beautifully I do it out there.
And definitely, of course, as we end this conversation, the interesting part is that, Miss World used to not happen in India.
Yes.
Now, of late, like, we have seen certain occasions where it is taking place in India. How does that make you feel?
that's a moment of pride. I take a lot of pride in it that India has got the opportunity for the second consecutive time.
Yeah.
And the fact that Indian government is promoting pageantry and the Miss World organization has given yet again a chance to India, that's commendable. It shows the bond between a country and an organization.
Yeah.
And both India and the Miss World organization have the same ethos of unity and diversity, and like India's art value of compassion has ability to change lives, Miss World's Beauty with a Purpose noble mission also has affected many lives in beautiful ways. And as Miss World is happening in India, I can't wait for the world to witness the magic it holds.
Yeah.
For it has been now confined to Mumbai and Delhi, but now it's happening in the southern part. And what else? The southern jewel, the where Hyderabadi biryani is famous.
Yeah.
The Hyderabad, where people will unfold the legendary hospitality, and for 120 contestants to be there for 25 days and to witness the architecture, the love of people, the hospitality, the food, the lingo. There's so much, and I'm thanking the Telangana government for giving this opportunity to host us and to be so and for actually be so responsible and taking all the measures to keep a very good take care of girls. So yes, I'm looking forward to it, and let's go Telangana zarur aana.
And I must say that's the South calling for you, and that's something I think, in a way, basically what you're manifesting to go to South is somewhere, coming, the dream come true in a way. But lovely chatting with you, Nandini.
Thank you
on
so
that
much.
note,
Thank you
so much for a lovely time and all the very best, and I hope you get back the crown.
Yes,
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.